Hello, Assalamualaikum. JB. Dengar, dengar, dengar. Alright. Okay. Okay. Boleh. Okay, Team JB, do you see the slide?
Yes.
Alright, cool. So, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh and very good morning. So, today we will have like two classes combined for just 2 days. Okay, we have in KL, we have this MKAB and also MMJT one. Okay, awesome. Okay, so actually we have like MKAB have like about 13 to 15 students, and also so there's MMJT. Okay, so it's a bit cramped, but I think the seat is sufficient. But the area, the desk, and what's not is not. It's limited. Okay, so first come first serve. Okay, just for 2 days, for today and tomorrow. Okay, so in JB, how many people there?
So for now,
Two only. Okay, so we will start first with some introduction. What they call recap regarding with previous class. I think most of you like because the for innovation and problem solving is talking about the item related to innovation and also creativity. Okay, and then this class today for 2 days we are focusing on problem solving. So for MMJT, I think you have already completed the class with Prof. Ahmad, and Prof. Ahmad last week is talking about value creation. Okay, and also some assignment related to what do you call situation analysis, and also things that the assignment will be on selecting like innovation idols, something like that. Like Tony Fernandez and what's not. Okay. So yeah, it's more on tools and a bit on human like what I call people innovation. So for today, I will start to recap what is our previous class. So the MMJT student can have a background on what it is related to innovation and problem solving. Okay. So before we start, I need that MKAB, please write your attendance, and you can post it on our Facebook secret group. So MGT, you don't have that secret group Facebook, so it doesn't matter. Please write it in a piece of paper and WhatsApp me. Who is the what do you call class leader?
Alia.
Alia. All right. She is the senior. Okay. So great. Before we start, is there any question so far? Okay. All right. So yeah, it could be like if anything that you can please ask directly. Okay. So recap a bit of my introduction. Okay. So I've working about 16 years so far. Okay. Most of my background experience coming from automotive is 11 years. In UTM academic, I've just 1 year. Okay. So I'm really new in UTM. Carry out my PhD industry, and then I'm using trees. which is what we will talk about today. And the company that I've worked with saved about 30 millions in cost saving. Okay, so you can Google me and my papers. Google Scholar that I've published a few about trees application and what's not. Okay, and then yeah, most of my work is related to trees. Yeah, this is introduction again about MJIIT. I think I skip it. Okay, so related to MKAB and a bit of recap creativity and innovation, and we will start our problem solving process. So related to MKAB, we have completed the first task, which the assignment. Okay, the 9 windows, if you remember. Okay, we are covered creativity and innovation. Value creation we are not covered yet. Maybe we cover next week. Another classes. Okay, another classes. So these classes will focusing on item 2 and 3, which is problem solving, and also how to what you call solve the problem that we are facing in our work or our research. Okay. So for MKAB, this is mostly of your deliverables for these classes. For MMJT is a bit similar because we will use the similar tools, and I've also share you the template where you need to select a problem that coming from your business or coming from your what do you call company and what's not. Okay, so please find the most valuable problem and let's take that into a challenge. Okay, so because this class will not like bring any big value for you if the knowledge cannot be applied. So I'm looking forward to challenge you and myself and how to solve problem effectively using trees. Okay, so or else it's just a knowledge that you learn and you keep and you forgot. Okay, so I don't really what you call agree with that, and I try to like bring it to another level, which is application. Okay, so this could be our opportunity to show ourselves and our organization and our whatever it is research and what's not that we can solve problem and bring value. Okay, and then last 2 weeks we touch a bit about creativity. Okay, so so creativity is talking about like other seat. So yeah, okay, please have a seat first, later we will arrange the yeah, please. Okay. So yeah, so talking about creativity is the terminology of creativity is to make. Okay, create, coming from the word create, and that is the core part of creativity definition. Okay, and then where does the creativity start? Okay, it's all about your thinking, your mechanism of how you use your brain, your mind in thinking about something. Okay, so how if you are what you call it's not like something that, because creativity is quite a large scope, large area to talk about, and the most core important thing is the thinking part. Okay, that's the core of creativity thinking, creative thinking, creativity. So depends on our background and our what you call upbringing, our culture, our religion, our races. Uh, Imagination, the capability to carry out what you call to bring your thoughts towards imagination is changes. When start like a baby, where actually they don't have like they have a fresh mind, and then they are moving towards secondary school, primary school, and from there they learn what they call formal kind of education, formal knowledge and what's not, which enhance them with few knowledge. And together with that kind of knowledge, the way we teach and the way we learn create a boundary for us. Okay, meaning that in terms of learning mathematics, there is like we try to assess the level of right and wrong through examination. So the assessment method and examination will create, will help a student to show you what is right and wrong. At the same time, it create a barrier, meaning that this is the wrong question, and the only question is A or B or C, something like that. So outside A, B, and C is wrong. Okay. So that is the what you call the side effect of having like assessment method using examination. Okay, so because in Malaysia most of the student is in our education system is what you call examination oriented kind of methods, then because we are too rigid and too fixed regarding with this assessment method, then we create this cage around our thinking, our imagination, our thoughts, and our mind. Okay, and along the way, you become adult and you start to work or even pursue more towards knowledge and experience. Also, create this barrier or cage. And when you go deeper and you go like expert kind of knowledge, you become more rigid. And then anything that beyond your realm or your boundary of knowledge and experience is wrong. This include like somebody like fresh engineer coming in with a new idea, and you are senior engineer with 20 years of experience, then this new idea is just cut off because it is wrong based on your knowledge and imagine your experience. Okay, so this stop creativity kind of thoughts. So this is why I'm showing the cage of the head and the bird cage. Okay, so you yourself create the cage, the barrier, and it is your action and your capability to go outside that problem issue. So imagination is talking about diverging kind of approach where allow thoughts to move freely, so you can think whatever you want to think about and there is no barriers. So this is one kind of thoughts of thinking that is what we call school of thought, that creativity should be like this. Okay? And there's no restriction, we allow everybody to freely think about whatever they want to think. Okay, like they talk about freedom of speech, freedom of this and that and whatever. Okay, so is a part of creativity actually. Okay, and there's not much what you call um, like process in review or validation or justification that need to rationalize what is your imagination is all about. Okay, so for example, like in previous class, we do this alien drawing, right? So the MKAB student have been given like a creativity test where they need to draw alien. Okay, so yeah, this is quite interesting that we can what do you call get the result for adult in drawing their what do you call the most creative alien. So I think after the class, I don't know, they try it with their kids or their spouse or their friends. Okay, so is a bit of how does we what do you call design our alien. Okay, how many eyes, how does it shape, and what does it look like. Okay, so we don't put any barrier, we don't put any restriction, and we don't have like you can draw whatever alien that is like uh, anything that is provocative or whatever was not. Okay, so this is what imagination promotes. Okay, and then related to creativity is also talking about intelligence. Okay, so intelligence comes with many kind of types, which is yeah, some people are good in memorizing, but the memorizing people have a difficulty like in what you call in doing calculation or deriving formula or what's not. It could be like they are have a difficulty in related to playing guitars or music. It could be like they hate art because they don't know how to draw a decent art or what you call a good kind of art. And some people are good in talking, but they don't know how to do sports because it's yeah, it's something like that. But through time, we can teach and learn and train ourselves to be what you call more creative and more intelligent regarding with this area. Unfortunately, we impose the different kind of perspective in our children. Okay, some children are very good in sport, in what you call physical activity, and they are not really good in mathematics or memorizing things. So some parents are really frustrated when they teach this word. In a few seconds they understand, but after 1 minute they forgot. And then this kind of thing they try to associate with kind of limitation for kids and some sort like a problem related to medical or health, like for example like autism, like the dyslexia, something like that. Okay. So the kids are really active, and then when we teach them this A B C D E, and they can follow A B C D S, Z, and then we teach them this is what is this, they forgot. Okay. It is not about because with this kind of different intelligence we need different approach. We cannot teach the kids the same method because they have the different intelligence, different type of intelligence. Okay, so it could be like a good challenge for parents that have these special kids, and patience is always the key. Okay, so but for adults we learn creativity like this class, so we hopefully that if you are having this with what you call engage with this special kid, please don't be like stereotype or whatever. So because there's a lot of type of intelligence, they could be good in one thing, but they have some limitation in other thing that we need to support. Okay, and what's stopping creativity? Okay, this is a very common criticism where actually your boss is condemning you. So there's a viral video like coming from this where there's it's about not reaching target sales, and the manager is blasting and make mockery and what's not. Okay, so actually if we can manage it correctly, it could be like the staff can give a good solution. Why don't we work together, something like that. Okay, and then it's also pushing down self-esteem because you're giving a very harsh word, okay, and you condemning your workers or whatever it is, and then they create this barrier for not just follow orders. Okay, so because we are paying you to do the job, not to think. So from there, they become a turning point for them to express their maybe a creative solution or innovative solution and stop value creation. And then also stereotyping. So we mentioned that okay, these creative people, this is intelligent people, and you are not so creative. You are less intelligent and what's not. So it's a bad thing that we categorize people as something like that. So we actually not teach or not train, and we cannot see the full potential of people. Okay, so think outside the box, but you keep your resources within the box. So it's quite uh, It's quite pity lah, related to creativity. Okay, so you can choose to be creative. Okay, you can, yeah. This slide show that when you face some challenges or problem, okay, some people are avoiding this kind of what do you call, we call it challenges. Some people call it problem. Some people call it burden. Some people call it so many names. But if you manage them, if you embrace them, if you able to be creative, then actually it is for you. It's adding value to yourself, because every problem you face created what do you call uh, this called like minds, creative minds, and maybe connected all the old neurons that not really what you call active at the moment. So your brain can be rejuvenate or reactivate because of the problem that you face. Okay, we have do some. I think we share in the previous class where the brain activity for entrepreneurs is more active than the brain activity for non-entrepreneurs. Okay, we have the data. So we select what you call 10 people who what you call embrace startup, embrace entrepreneurship. Their brain activity in the front, at the back. There's a lot of activity. We measure like oxygen level and what's not. We do MRI. And the people who are not embracing entrepreneurship only have few activities in the front and the back and in the center, something like that. Okay. So this is what our medical research have done. I'm a part of the subject. Okay, and then it proved that every time you, because in entrepreneurship it's not talking about product development and what's not, it's talking about also financial, it's talking about marketing, it's talking about your organization and how to market, how to do sales, and how to perform a successful entrepreneur. So it's a big challenge for entrepreneurship. It's multidisciplinary, and so does the challenges. Okay, so it also help you in the sense of creative thinking. Okay, so there is like internal factors or external factors that also help you to be creative. Okay, the best way to be creative is to solve problem. Okay, and then another thing that comes within you is we call it psychological inertia, meaning that you create your own cage, that you are not really comfortable, you are not really confident about it, and you could like be more defensive, and you could be more offensive regarding with something new outside your cage of mind. So one of it is experience. For example, I think I don't know. Most of you could be like have the accident in touching uh, hot equipment, and your hand got burned. Okay. For example, like if you ride a motorcycle, you have this exhaust that is very hot, and one. Oh, you cannot hear me. Hello. Hello. Can you hear me? Hello. Something wrong. Here you go. Hello? Hello? Yeah. Yeah. Hello, hello. There's something wrong with their devices. Hello? Okay. Try to reconnect. Hello? Hello. Hello. Boleh? Ada. Punya technician. Dia punya remote dia pegang. Oh, ni. Hello. Tengok. Hello. And call. Kita call kan. Hello. Yes. Hello.
Yes, yes, we hear you now.
Okay, great. There is like something problem here. Okay, so it's just a recap, so we can proceed. Okay, so the psychological inertia is starting that coming from your experience, your bad experience and what's not. Okay, and then your memories regarding with something that it could be like, for example, that people fear cat. Okay, so when they fear cat is something that it could be like their bad memories with handling cats that they got bitten or get scratched. Okay, and then that kind of memory give like impact to him or her, and every time the cat is walking in front of him or her, then they say, this cat is evil, something like that. Okay, so and then knowledge and skill. Okay, so the more you acquire this thing, you use it to create this sketch, and the more what you call strong this element in our mind, the thicker the what you call the wall is. Okay, so it's quite difficult for you to go outside. Okay, for example, like I giving you a scenario that I mentioned that this room have ghosts. There's ghosts inside here. They're sitting near us. Okay, so this kind of information make something, give something to you. It means something really what you call, it could be like, I don't believe in ghosts, so what? Yeah. So for people who have this experience like ghost story or whatever, then they have a goosebump. Okay, and then they feel like somebody beside me or somewhere. Okay, and this ghost will follow you after the class. Okay, what I'm giving you is just information, but getting chill, something like aircon is super cool or whatever it is. Okay? So it creates this psychological kind of thing that I hate this room and I don't want to go to the next class, something like that. Okay, so it could be like a barrier for you. Okay, okay. So nanti later kita boleh ni kan, anjak, so very cramped. I think so boleh. Okay, so this is my work with education, Malaysia Education Ministry. So we teach creativity using trees. So I think I skip this. And then I teach trees for school kid, and also they won the National Innovation Award, okay, in 2016, where actually creativity can be teach and taught, and also, okay, this is some of the tool related to creativity. Okay, do MMJT have this kind of slide? No. Okay, so it's okay. So this slide show all the tools related to managing creativity in a meeting or in a what you call activity related to problem solving. So for example, like brainstorming, which is very 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 famous. 5 why. So we ask why, and try to find root cause. Gantt chart is coordinating activities into a schedule or time base. And then scampers. So some company use this. They try to do some changes with ideas. Okay, for example, like substitute things, combine, adapt, modify, eliminate, reverse, and what's not. Okay, and then lateral thinking. Lateral thinking is being promoted by Edward de Bono. There is like two type of lateral thinking. Is talking about provocation and movement. Most of this thing you can Google it. Okay, so and then we can have like six value medal. Another Edward de Bono tools is six thinking hat, brain writing, what if analysis. Okay, they try to like doing hypothesis testing. So what if blah blah blah, and what if not blah blah blah, something like that. Okay, SWOT analysis is also quite famous. Okay, in trying to assess a certain situation, like situation analysis and what's not. PESTEL is talking about when we try to bring forward some idea, we need to review like the risk, or what you call the impact. Okay, for example, P for political, economy, E for economy, S for social, T for technology, EL, I'm not sure, something like that. Okay, so in this kind of model, you can have a quick review on what are the current status of certain idea that you want to push forward. Okay, so in one page, you can see a lot of tools for you to use. And within that tools, we can also, there is certain kind of application that certain tool have certain function. Okay, so for example, like in analysis kind of approach, there is like SWOT, PESTEL, 5Y, and developing problem solving. Okay, so and then a certain set of tool they use for ideation, like brain writing, brainstorming, lateral thinking, and others. So, and then evaluation, we can use like what if, Gantt chart, and what's not. Okay, so this shows that not all tools are applicable for certain function or objective. Okay, there is certain tools that are dedicated or designed for just for one specific function. Okay, so here are the what you call when we divide it into this category.
Doctor, the trees for the previous slide, the trees and tools, where?
It covers all. It covers all, but the most critical part is the analysis. Okay, so and then this is when we put some tools into framework, because when we try to do problem solving, we need to have framework, which means we need to have, in Malaysia, in Malay we call it rangka kerja. We need to have like steps. What is the steps in solving a problem? Okay, so step one is to define goal. Step two is analysis, and then review possibility, decision, and planning. Okay, so this is, and certain kind of activities or work that we need to be done, there is a special tool for that. Okay, and also we also have the understanding in integrating certain tools. Okay, what will be the best tool, what will be the best outcome we want to focus, and what tool that we can combine or integrate. Okay, so this is the concept that normally have in the problem solving. So it is not just one tool only fits for all. Okay, I do not believe that is what to call the truth, but when people create this problem solving methodology tools, they face like, they have like a very what you call single perspective kind of thoughts. Okay, for example, like six thinking hat is about managing how to create good ideas in a very systematic way, not for creating ideas. In brainstorming, they creating ideas, but in a very what you call random and maybe like out of control kind of thing, because we promote creativity, and there is like limitation and disadvantage and also advantages. Okay, So the challenges in related to problem solving is like diversion. Okay, I try to solve this, but the solution coming out is like somebody diverged into another thing, and it is not focusing on that problem. So like in industry we call it tai chi. If you familiar with that this definition, so tai chi means this problem, and then they try to do their kung fu, and they try to push in the different kind of different direction. So they are not really solving that kind of problem. So it could be diversion, biasness. Okay, when I try to solve like this is engineering problem, but to get the consensus, I would like to call all the top management in various department and division, and each of division bring their solution that is biased to them. This engineering problem have issue related to cost when the CFO, Chief Finance Officer, mentioned that the budget is 1,000. Whatever you want to do, you do it creatively, but within 1,000. So, okay, it's a big challenge. And then when the what they call HR mentioned that you need to ensure that you need to comply with safety regulation and within office hour and no overtime. Okay, or else our company will get like sue related to breach of regulation. When the solution coming from manufacturing, they say that I only have one manpower to solve this. Okay, so and then yeah, that's it. You whatever you the solution is, this one manpower is the resources we have. Okay, and the engineering mentioned that hey, we want this latest equipment with like this magnificent function or what you call capability and what's not, and it's cost about 100,000. We need like 20 people, and yeah. So when the solution is bring forward in like brainstorming activity, that it could be like some division or some will give a biased solution. And then and suddenly within this group there is like loud mouth talking kind of top management and mention that this my solution is this is the best, and your solution is all not so good. Okay, I don't believe all the solution that have been put forward have been what they call eliminate. Okay, and been put aside because their voice is very slow, and they are not what you call it what you call this kind of behavior, like not pessimistic, the opposite side, very upfront kind of person, yeah, very. So it could be like the person that really vocal, could be like their solution is been selected, could be like something like that. Okay, and then there's the rules related how to manage this idea, how to control it, what is within our scope, and also the limited resources. Okay, so in summary, talking about creativity is how we think, and it's about you. Huh? It's not about other than you. Okay. Okay, and then we briefly talk about innovation. So innovation is the action part. Okay. So when people say that let's do innovation, is correct, and people say think innovatively is incorrect. Okay, think creatively. Okay, so the thinking part is on the creativity, and the action part is on the innovation. So this is a differentiation between two. Okay, what have we thought? What are the solution? We try to materialize it. We try to convert it. We try to transform it into something actionable. Then it is innovation. And then what is not innovation is things that you do things the same way that you do it before. Okay, nothing changed. Okay, you use the different method, the different kind of thought process and what's not is produce a what do you call? You use a similar method, you use similar kind of thinking, it creates a similar result. Okay, so it starts from the creativity, the changes of mind, how we think, and translate it into something that we call it innovation. Okay, and then without changes, there is no such thing as innovation. Okay, and then what is innovation? There's a lot of definition. It could be like producing outcome in terms of could be monetary, it could be like non-monetary. Okay, but the strongest outcome for innovation for industry especially is like profit and loss. Okay, how much we invest into innovation and how much the impact or what you call value for money. Okay, that we can produce or create. Okay, so along the way, this process there is like there is a time. Okay, is limited by what you call time, meanings that there is no such thing like innovation like don't have start and end. It must have this like schedule. Okay, so because we want to measure the outcome and also resources. So when we do innovation, it takes some resources. It could be like investment, it could be like non-financial kind of resources, and also it also carry a risk. Okay, it's similar and equivalent to in doing business. Okay, when we start a business, we need to have like investment. Okay, buying a new machine, set up new line, develop new product, try to get what you call get something certified or whatever it is. Okay, it could be like if we invest, it could be like we don't get certified, the product fail, the business fail, and what's not. Okay, so this is the innovation that actually similar to what you call action or other things. Okay, related to innovation, we have like a lot of definition and category, which is like incremental innovation. Okay, incremental innovation is talking about slow and steady kind of approach. I think in manufacturing or production environment, we use tools like what do you call it here commonly used like Kaizen, 5S, and Six Sigma or what's not. Okay, so this kind of tool is we consider it incremental because we doesn't have any luxury to change the process or production line in a very drastic kind of approach. Okay, we need to do it like step by step and try not to disrupt the production or process. Okay, so it could be like something we need to do like taking small steps. And then there is like breakthrough kind of innovation, means that if we want to bring a change, a big change that could be like solving a bigger what you call the major kind of barrier coming from our process or product or our business. Okay, so for example, can we measure something that is for example like quality control? We cannot see the defect, we need to use like equipment. Okay, if we rely human to do the inspection, we could be like the quality can be passed through to the next process because human eye cannot see the very what you call detail or micro kind of defect. So it could be like having a what you call camera, like something can help to minimize defect or zero defect, something like that. Okay, this radical destructive kind of innovation is beyond our domain of expertise and knowledge. Okay, for example, in automotive, the solution is coming outside automotive. It could be from military or aerospace or what's not. Okay, so for example, construction, it could be outside construction. Okay, it could be like, for example, like the defect, we need to use like camera to we use a certain technology that we don't need people, we don't need camera to check the defect. It could be like self-checking. The part itself check itself, and if the part can detect is there's no good or defect, they solve themselves, something like that. Okay, something like that. So it's a radical kind of concept, but it is considered as destructive. Okay, and then within the innovation boundaries, we have like people, services, product, and technology. Okay, the main part, of course, people, because the creativity start with people, and innovation is the actionable outcome. And then there's also like services innovation, like we have like apps like taxi apps, okay, Grab, My Taxi, Uber, and what's not. Okay, so from that kind of service innovation is quite easy to develop, and quite the competitive is quite low because we can duplicate, we can copy this kind of services. Okay, if you are an apps developer, you go to a certain website, they will sell you the source code of apps where you can copy paste and develop your own Grab apps, develop your own taxi apps. Just change the icon and background and whatever, publish it in Google Play, and one day you can sell it. Yeah, you can start your operation. So service is quite easy to do it. If you are selling what you call kebab or selling foods and what's not, people will know the recipe, okay, and they just open the shop like nasi lemak or whatever it is. Okay, so and then same with product. Okay, product is also a big challenge because when we try to produce similar product, and we need to have like processes. Yeah, we need to have processes. So for example, to produce this water bottle, I need material, yeah, plastic pallet. I need to design my bottle, and then in a very what you call digital drawing and what's not. And then I need to give it to um, mold maker. Okay, like I'm I'm deciding to do this water bottle through blow molding kind of process. So they need to create this dye, mold, and whatever, and then this costs money. And then from there, I need to match with the machine that can inject material and go into my dye or my mold and what's not, and produce the part. Okay, this is one part. And then I will go to what you call advertisement company and try to do the label. And then I need another kind of mold to create the cap. And then I need a process line to assemble everything. And then I need to put water. So where is the source of water? Here is where Mukim Batangkali in Hulu Selangor. So I don't know where it is. So we can check it. So is it true that they have this water resources is really there? Okay, and then bottle it and try to package it. And then I need to have a box. I need to have workers, and then I try to ship it to what you call company shops and what's not. So to do that, it's difficult. So it takes like 1 or 2 years to really what you call successfully do this one. It could be this is a simple tool, a simple product. For example, we want to do more complicated, it takes time. But there is also like activity done, like you have something you want to duplicate, you go to maybe China country, go to the manufacturer, give some money, they do it, and then they ship you the whole container, and then you do business lah. Yeah, so something like that also can happen. So it takes time, and the most difficult part is the technology. Okay, when we talk about technology, is talking about what inside here that makes a call and can Google things and take cameras. So for consumer, you don't care, you just buy, put your money in. For manufacturer, they crack their head how to make a good camera, how to make a good high speed 5G, 10G, 20G, 100G kind of phone. How to what do you call? Some of your phone could be like the latest one. I have the old one. I have one camera. So who have two camera? Who have camera that have two lens? Okay. So why do you want to have a two lens? Yeah, it could be something like that. It takes good photo. But have you tried? Is there a big difference? Yes. Okay. So this is the experience. Okay. So for you, you can try it. Okay, you can try it and find the difference. What makes the difference between one camera and having phone with two camera? And today we have three camera. Who have three camera smartphone? Who is the tech junkie or whatever? Ada? Tak ada. Tak ada. Okay. So can you see the trend that is no camera, one camera, two camera, three camera. The next will be four camera. It's a normal kind of prediction, right? And then there's five camera, six camera, six, seven camera. So what if I want to do my own smartphone? How many cameras should I design, put in? DSLR, okay. Logical is how many camera do we want to put? Two. Front and the back. Okay, good idea. Another? Others? On the top of the phone. Oh, 360. That's good. Good idea. Very good. Okay. Yeah, it could be something like this. So for normal kind of thinking that it could be like, I want to do a 10 camera smartphone. But less lens. It could be only one lens, the 360 camera. It could be like I use one lens and have the function of 360, but in the apps. Okay. So it depends on your creativity and how you want to bring that creativity into your product. Okay. So if I Google pattern, try to Google pattern related to that kind of idea, it could be like, oh, there is like 25 ideas already pattern. 360, 10 cameras and what's not. So it hinder me to move forward because if I move forward, it could be like I'm infringing the original pattern and I can get sued. Okay. That's another challenge. So try to move, try to create new technology is quite a challenge when you go through a database where already people have done it. Okay, so try to move away from original pattern is a big challenge. Okay, one of the knowledge is what we can learn today. Okay, it's called trees. So what is creativity and innovation? Is talking about idea, solution, and also action and execution. Okay, so there is like a creative person who cannot execute, and there is an innovation who have who is not creative. Okay, so this is common thing. So we need to complement each other. Whatever good and creative idea, we try our best to make it happen instead of we criticize, we what you call demoralize, or we just put a stop there. Okay, It could be like it can bring high value to the company. Okay, and other people always mention that we need to take action. Yeah, it's true, but we need to have a very clear and very targeted kind of idea solution that is bring value to the company. Okay, so both we need to play around. So in kind of problem solving also. Okay, so creativity is promoting diverging kind of thought process. Okay, try to expand, try to cover as much possible. What you call, as your imagination can what you call go, and from there we try to converge. Okay, which is the innovation part. Okay, we try to materialize, we try to physicalize the what you call the creative ideas into something that is we can hold, we can do something, we can make choice, and we can take action. Okay, so creativity and innovation is hand to hand uh, in this activity. Okay. Okay, this is again where I mentioned before this, like production is talking about design and development. Process, making faster, better, cheaper. Technology is creating value. Okay, what is the MMJT student is focusing on this value and strategy, and people is talking about innovation skill. Okay, so in terms of product innovation, we can see that this is the innovative part, innovative product coming this year. So we have like smartphone, LED bulb, electric cars, vacuum robot, and smartwatch. Okay, so all the innovation is actually coming from the normal watch. Okay, but there is some changes. Okay, that create this innovation. Okay, and then same with the bulb is old bulb is the filament bulb, but there is some innovation in the filament bulb that create innovation. Same with camera, same with like electric car, vacuum, and what's not. Okay, there is something that is changed from the old product and create a new product. Okay, and then related to making changes, like we're focusing on giving like good, cheap, and fast product to customer because customer demand this. But for manufacturer, they have a big headache. How to deliver this good, fast, and cheap product to customer to able to what you call produce certain school of thought things that to provide this all three kind of deliverables is impossible. Okay, but we some company able to manage it. Okay, how to make it more faster, how to make it more better, and how to make it more cheaper for customer. Okay, and then this is some thought that we bring forward, that does imitation equal to innovation? Okay, this is our last class, previous class. Okay, so I think for MMJT, can you give your opinion? For example, like those Nike shoe. Okay, one is the real one is the fake one. Do you consider this innovation? Any volunteer? No. Siapa cakap yes? Siapa cakap no? Maybe yes.
Yes, it's better.
Because they want to
Yes, it's the fake is better.
cheap product.
Really? Okay.
There's no
So, okay. Please take turn. Okay. Sebab I nak what do you call give opportunity. So later I think we will take 5-minute breaks and rearrange the class. I think so. Somebody can move. And then Range Rover and also Range Rover. No, that's Langwin. Okay. Hike and Nike and McDonald. Okay. So yeah, okay. So Okay, let's skip the process. Okay, so the innovation part is making changes. Imitation, pure imitation, like 100% imitation is not innovation. Innovation is, yeah, you could like imitate it, but add more value. Then the imitation can convert into innovation. Okay? There is nothing in this world that original. Everything is copied. Okay. So for example, cars, somebody copy this, and what's not. Okay. Even this laptop, okay, it's not original kind of laptop for Apple. Before this, there's somebody already created computer or laptop. Okay. Like software is not really like Apple OS or what you call compared to Windows and what's not. It's nothing new. Okay, everything human created. But the difference between imitation and innovation, if you add on value that change the original product, design or whatever process. Okay. So there is the evolution of computers. Okay. Innovation change. So we can see the first computer and the last, not the last, the current one. Okay. So it changed something. So one of the changes is like the size of processor, the size of screen, the thickness, the weight, the component. Okay, it changed. Okay, so it changed in terms of design, it changed in terms of technology, and it changed in terms of function. Okay, so these changes is because this considered as evolution of computer. Okay, so what's next? Okay, what's next? So there is really changes for the next. I don't know if you call this computer, because the first one they call it computer. It could be like the name also change. So the question to MMJT is what is the next computer after that? Tablet, sama, same. What's next? Pardon? Like Aja, LI?
Same as phone.
Huh?
Same as our phone.
Okay.
Only like small like
Ringan. Oh, ringan. Okay. Lighter phone. Okay.
Everything is hologram.
Hologram. Okay. So that is so it could be like hologram. So that could be the next smartphone. So meaning that it's changed, but the function is same. Okay. So this is what been the things that will be included in our exercise. That the definition of system. When we look into a system definition, we have in trees we have these three kind of definition. Okay, the first one is super system, outside the system. The main system is the computer itself, and the subsystem is what is inside the system. Okay, so as the evolution change, there is a change in super system, there is a change in subsystem, and eventually the system change. Okay, so this is the component of computer. Okay, so the changes, like for example, like in 2018 and 2004, you can see that the super system outside the computer is no longer there. Inside the computer, it becomes slimmer, thinner, and lighter, and what's not. So what happened inside also changed. Okay. So this is other things that we need to understand, that if we talking about even like technology or related to problem solving, these three main perspective will change how we look into our problem. Okay. Yeah.
Going back to the
Okay.
So could you give like, an example? So subsystem is the component of the computer.
Yes. Inside.
Main
Main system is the full package. Full package.
and outside the system is the printer,
Yes.
machine,
The desk,
all that.
the air, the floor, the wall, the scissors, everything. It's not just a product, but also the whatever outside it.
Blender.
Yes, whatever. So we consider that as a super system. Okay. Okay, for smartphone, okay, it's evolved. Okay, and then we do some exercise. Okay, talking about what is the next smartphone, what is the changes, like hologram. If you are going like hologram smartphone, why should you need a screen? Because it's already a hologram. You can omit or eliminate the screen, and the cost of the screen can also be eliminated. Okay, then the customer can have a cheaper product. Okay, but the issue is every time the phone evolve, the product become expensive. Okay. So why does it become expensive and cheaper for you as a manufacturer, but expensive for customer? Pardon?
R&D.
R&D, it could be IP, it could be technology, innovation, but what it is, what makes cheaper product to produce but expensive to sell? Idea? Yes, added value. Okay. The main factor to make things more expensive is value, which is what you learn with Prof. Ahmad. Okay, I think. So, for example, have you seen this water bottle is RM1? Have you seen this water bottle price like 17 ringgit? Because somebody for you who don't experience buying 17 ringgit mineral water bottle, okay, you say no. But somebody who have the experience buying it, they have it. They have the experience. 17 ringgit sama air daripada Kuala pula. Daripada Batam Kali. Same water resources, same packaging, same quantity, but the price difference is more than 10 ringgit, even 20 ringgit. Okay. So, pardon? Ayasin. Oh, Ayasin. Okay, dia air zam-zam. Okay. So people that the water coming from certain places could be like, okay, there's some value for him or her that I'm willing to buy this water with the bottle with 100 USD. It could be. But when you put side to side, similar, same weight, same height, same. So the value play the biggest role. Okay, so that's why people. Ada orang, is there somebody still use old phone that have button? Is there anyone? No. Everybody use smartphone. Okay. So it could be like he believed that he believed in the old value of phone. Okay, they stick to it. But for example, like I'm buying smartphone for my mother. Okay, and the value for her is big text, big buttons, okay, and easy to use. Okay, where every time we want to have like video call, WhatsApp, okay, I teach her how to use it, and every time we have a phone call, we go for video chat. Okay, so add value. I can see my mother. Hi, how are you? What are you doing? It's easier and cheaper because we use internet. That kind of value makes my mother want to use smartphone. Okay. So okay, so that's why things are expensive because of the value, and that every time people are selling product, they will push this value to you and make you pay for it. But actually, in the back end, how to measure things like this is just like to basic cost is 200 ringgit something like that, or maybe cheaper. But they're selling outside is 5,000, and you are buying it. Okay, so up to you. And then yeah, it could be like certain kind of product have evolved certain trend, computer versus smartphone. Okay, so we can see the changes. How does it goes? Okay, from computer, the first computer until today, the first telephone until today, the changes we can see there is a similarity and difference. Okay, so from there we can like forecast what is the next telephone. Okay, so this by Samsung, the next smartphone is flexible phone. The changes is the innovation part is on the screen. The screen can be folded. Okay, so that's happening currently. But before they want to push it to the customer, they make sure that the value is matched with the price. Okay, or else they cannot get a very good profit. Okay, so they try to teaser you. They try to show you bit by bit that wow, this screen can be folded and put in my pocket. Okay, 32 inch, 24 inch kind of screen can be folded into my pocket. That's a good value. So how much will Samsung sell it? And make you don't care how much is it that you want to buy it immediately. You want to queue in the early morning to get this folded screen. Yeah, there is a people like going to do it, something like that. Okay, so this kind of drive value makes people pay more. And then because of the changes and similarity, we can forecast what's next. For example, like we do simulation like camera. Does the 10 camera will be the next smartphone kind of innovation? Okay. And then there's also like this kind of cartoon kind of forecast, like 2013 this size smartphone, and 2030 that you will be die what do you call fall off from your smartphone, something like that. Okay, it could be like in 2013 you are the smartphone, you yourself are smartphone. Okay, it is not impossible. Everything that smartphone have is in it, within you. Okay, all the function, all the system, all the processor, all the screen, all the batteries, everything's inside you. Okay, so it could be like it is true. If that is the direction of innovation, something you need to do right now. Okay, what will be the technology you need to embark to make it happen, and you can become the leading in that technology based on your forecast. Okay, so embedded technology, wearable technology could be like something you can do right now. Before you reach the 2013, you become a part of technology. Okay, so there is a risk and how much speed you want to go, and resources, capability, and of course cost. So and then we talk about process innovation also beside product. So in currently we have like operation excellence, supply chain management, technology roadmap, knowledge management, Lean Six Sigma, human resource management. So all of this is a part of innovation in the process. Okay? So you can Google it and try to explore what are the things you can change in your process using this tool. So this is some example like online purchase. Okay, So using the technology, we can like doing like pre-sales, pre-registered, and then we can what do you call, manage our cashier line. We can categorize it, and then we can have like step by step, instead of we just push it in only one cashier or one registration booth. Okay, so congested, not streamlined, and bottleneck, and it create what you call unsatisfaction to the customer. Okay, and then this is one of our project with government on fund management, how to process fund, incentive, and this is one of the process we've done with Mosti. Okay, when you apply a grant, how fast it can be processed, and what is the quality level, okay, of the application. And then there's also technology innovation. Okay, talking about innovation of they try to documentize all the technology in terms of patent. Okay, so from here in MOT, in MJIT, we have this lab that can show you in one page what is the technology landscape. So for here is like drone. So for drone technology, this is all the pattern in worldwide. Okay, the application will be on mostly on plant inspection, military, something weird like motorcycle. So how does drone use in motorcycle technology, something like that. So in one page we can explore more from one technology, actually what will be other application we can expand. So for example, like plant inspection, who do it? Which country are focusing on this technology? Okay, why they are using drone for plant inspection? Is there a value there? If yes, then we could like innovate whatever they have reached and create value and create business and create profit, instead of you developing everything from scratch. It takes time and many failure along the process. You should learn. Why not you doing like this survey or analysis, you understand who is the leading organization in doing this activity, and try to innovate, which is faster, because all the failures this company have embarked, all the resources they have used, you don't have to do it again. Okay, they are giants, they are big companies, you are just standing on top of their shoulder and try to think about what value you want to create to make it better. Okay, so this plant inspection is dominated by China. They try to do like precision farming. They do drones and visual analytics, and then they try to understand the maturity of plant. When the plant is mature enough to what you call harvesting fruit, when is the time to put seed, when is the time to pesticide, when is the time to put fertilizer and whatnot. Okay, so it will save their resources and time. And then from that technology of drone, the most valuable component is autogyro. Okay, so the company who want to go for drone technology, they need to secure patent on autogyro. It's the heart of drone. Okay, or else you cannot do business, or cannot if you not patent and whatnot. Okay, and this is the thing that other thing that is highly valuable, the big words related to drone technology. This is a case study I've shared in previous class, where case study Kia and Hyundai tried to innovate Nissan PSA engine. Okay, they want to create new engine, but they didn't have this engine. So they study, benchmark all the pattern from other company. They take it, they innovate, and they create not just one pattern, but 4 new pattern. They take one, bring it to US, patent it, and they can make sales. We call it freedom to operate. Okay? Or else they cannot sell the car because the engine system is owned by somebody. Okay? If they try to make it sales, it will infringement. It cause infringement. Okay? So Kia and Hyundai work together, copy one technology, and then change it, innovate it, and patent it to make it business. Okay? And then, this is me and Prof. Ahmad. So TRIS also been embedded in national standard, okay, organization standard, where we can is a part of Malaysian standard in organization innovation. So we can see that this is a top innovative company. They go up and down, but the most company that I will focus is on Samsung, okay, because Samsung use a certain methodology called TRIS that they show you how to do it. Okay, so we can see that Samsung number 5 and number 9 go up to number 3, and they are going downwards, and then they have been overtaken by Microsoft, Tesla, Amazon, Apple, and Alphabet. Okay, something like that. So we want to know how they become so fast in climbing the ladder. Okay? So the criteria of innovative company is come from these 3 kind of scope: perception, sales, and how much they spend. Okay. So these are the listing. Okay. I think we skip that. Innovative company, Samsung. The case study where they can climb very fast, and how they do it. These are the things where we share actually how they do it, how TRIS. So I'm not focusing so much on this. So later we will, if you are interested, then I will share for MMJT class. Okay. This is the last part, resistant to change. So resistant to change coming from people itself. Okay. When we impose certain new things, the changes cannot be done because of their resistance. Okay. And then taking up new things also become very hard for them because they are very senior. They are really believe in their knowledge and experience. So whatever new things coming in is considered a threat. It could be like no value and what's not. Okay, so it is a big impact to change culture. It is big resistant to change mindset also. Okay, so from here we need to show what will be the impact and what will be the result of the change. Okay, it's a good approach. Okay, and last but not least is we want to make sure that innovation produce outcome. Okay, if you create innovation, then for industry it need to be translated into monetary, cost saving, and profit. Okay, so this is the biggest challenges when we try to do innovation. Okay, so I think that is the first part. Okay, we try to recap. I think for most students who missed the previous class from MJT and also MKAB. Okay, so I'll try to give you 5-minute breaks before we go for the next section. We can also rearrange the class. I think we can bring in any of our friends to have position yourself in a very comfortable area. Okay, so 5-minute breaks. Okay, JB. Okay, so then we will continue our second session. Okay, thank you. Okay.